The executive bathroom on the 47th floor of Kang Industries smelled like jasmine and lies. The kind of lies women tell themselves when they have no other choice. The kind that taste like iron on the tongue and feel like glass in the chest. Maya Reyes gripped the edge of the marble sink and stared at her reflection in the mirror. The fluorescent lights hummed above her. Water dripped from the faucet she'd just turned off. Somewhere down the hall, heels clicked against marble, fading into silence. One more meeting, she told herself. Just one more meeting, and you can go home. You can crawl into bed. You can pretend everything is fine for another 12 hours. She lifted her blouse slowly, carefully, the way a soldier might remove bandages from a wound they didn't want to see. The fluorescent lights were unforgiving. They illuminated every inch of the damage. 3 ribs, maybe 4. The bruises had bloomed overnight, spreading across her side like a dark watercolor painting. Purple at the center, fading to yellow at the edges. The debt shark's men had been precise, they always were. Never the face, never anywhere that would show in a professional setting. Just enough pain to remind her father what happened when payments were late. Just enough damage to make breathing feel like swallowing knives. $47,000. That's what your father owes. That's the number that bought these bruises. That's the number that keeps you showing up to this office every single day, smiling, pretending you don't want to scream. Maya pulled medical tape from her bag and began wrapping it around her ribs. She had learned to do this in college, back when her father's gambling had been a secret shame rather than a life-threatening crisis. Back when she still believed things would get better. The tape pulled tight. She bit down on her lip until she tasted copper. Don't think about it, she commanded herself. Don't think about the other thing, the thing growing inside. You, the secret that will destroy everything if anyone finds out. A toilet flushed somewhere in the bathroom. Maya yanked her blouse down just as one of the junior analysts emerged from a stall. A young woman with perfect hair and no visible trauma. The kind of person Maya had been 3 years ago before her life became a careful construction of concealer and compression bandages. "Oh, Ms. Reyes," the analyst chirped. "Are you okay? You look a little pale." "Fine," Maya said, forcing a smile. "Just tired. Long night." The analyst washed her hands, chattering nervously. "I heard the board meeting's going to be intense. Director Choi is pushing for the Singapore acquisition again, and apparently CEO Kang is not pleased. CEO Kang." Even his name sent ice through Maya's veins. 3 months ago, she had made the worst decision of her life. She had let him see her as something other than furniture. She had let him touch her. She had let him... No, don't think about that night. Don't think about the way he looked at you. Don't think about the way your body responded to his hands, his mouth, his... Stop. "I should go," Maya said quickly. "The meeting starts in 10 minutes. She escaped into the corridor before the analyst could respond. The hallway leading to the executive boardroom was a study in intimidation. Floor-to-ceiling windows displayed Seoul's glittering skyline. Abstract art worth more than Maya's annual salary decorated walls painted in shades of charcoal and ice. The air conditioning was set to approximately 3 degrees above freezing. A deliberate choice, Maya knew, designed to keep everyone sharp and uncomfortable. Everyone except him. Kang Jae-won didn't feel the cold. Men like him didn't feel anything. Maya pushed open the heavy boardroom doors and stepped inside. The low murmur of voices cut to immediate silence. 12 executives sat around a table that could have doubled as an aircraft carrier, all of them frozen in various states of terror. Their eyes fixed on the figure at the head of the table. He looks like something carved from marble, Maya thought. Like something that shouldn't exist in the real world. Cheekbones that could cut glass. Lips that could deliver a death sentence in the same tone most men use to order coffee. And eyes, God, those eyes. Black as midnight, cold as the grave. How did I ever let myself touch him? How did I ever let him touch me? CEO Kang Jae-won was destroying someone. Not physically, not here, not in public, not where witnesses could see the blood, but the destruction was no less complete. He was speaking in a voice barely above a whisper, each word landing like a surgical strike. And the man on the receiving end, a senior VP whose name Maya couldn't remember through the fog of her pain, was actually trembling. "And so you see, Director Park," Kang said, his voice silk wrapped around steel, "when I asked for a comprehensive analysis of the Busan logistics hub, I was not asking for a document that could have been produced by a moderately intelligent child with access to Wikipedia. I was asking for work that reflected the considerable salary this company pays you. Sir, Director Park stammered. I was not finished. Complete silence fell over the room. The only sounds were the soft hum of the air conditioning and someone swallowing nervously. Maya lowered herself into her chair at the edge of the room, the assistant's chair. The invisible chair, the chair where she could observe everything while being noticed by no one. Her ribs screamed in protest. She didn't flinch. She had learned not to flinch. The acquisition you have bungled, Kang continued, represents 18 months of careful preparation. 18 months of cultivating relationships with local officials. 18 months of my time, Director Park, and my time is not something I give freely. I understand, sir. I'll have a revised analysis on your desk by you will have nothing on my desk, Director Park, because you no longer work for this company. Sharp intakes of breath echoed around the table. Maya watched Kang's face as he delivered the killing blow. Nothing moved, not a single muscle. His expression remained as serene as a frozen lake. Even as he ended a man's career with fewer words than most people used to order lunch, this was the man who had pinned her against his office wall 3 months ago. This was the man who had whispered things in her ear that still made her blush in the dark. This was the man whose child was currently growing inside her, hidden beneath tape and terror. What would he do if he knew? Would that perfect mask crack? Would those dead eyes show something, anything resembling human emotion? Or would he simply dispose of me the way he just disposed of Director Park? I can't find out. I can't ever let him find out. Director Choi leaned forward, a smile spreading across his face like oil on water. He was a man who fed on others' misfortune, that kind of executive who built his career on the corpses of his colleagues. Maya hated him. She hated the way he looked at her when he thought no one was watching. She hated the way his hand always seemed to find excuses to touch her shoulder, her arm, the small of her back. She hated that she couldn't say anything, couldn't do anything, because men like Director Choi were protected by money and power and the unspoken rules of corporate Korea. A wise decision, CEO Kang, Director Choi said smoothly. If I may, I'd like to present an alternative approach to the Busan situation, one that I've been developing with my team. You may. Director Choi stood, buttoning his jacket with the self-satisfied air of a man who believed he was the smartest person in any room. He was not even close, but he was too arrogant to realize it. The room is spinning, Maya realized. Why is the room spinning? It's just the cold, it's just the pain. It's just the baby inside you sucking away every ounce of energy you have left. Hold it together. Just 30 more minutes, just 30 more minutes, and you can... Her tablet slipped from her fingers. She heard it clatter against the floor. And then she heard nothing at all. Maya didn't remember standing up. She didn't remember the tablet slipping from her fingers. One moment she was sitting in her invisible chair taking notes on Director Choi's insufferable presentation. The next moment the world tilted sideways, the fluorescent lights blurred into streaks of white and her legs stopped working. No, not here, not now, not in front of... Her body hit the ground. Chaos erupted. Chairs scraped. Voices overlapped. Someone call medical. Is she breathing? Is she... For God's sake, get her out of here, Director Choi snapped. We're in the middle of a presentation. And then everything stopped. Dead silence. Later, the executives who witnessed what happened next would struggle to describe it. They would use words like impossible and inhuman and too fast to see, because CEO Kang Jae-won moved. One moment he was at the head of the table, 15 feet away, separated from Maya by a sea of leather chairs and terrified businessmen. The next moment he was there. His arms were around her. Her head was cradled against his chest. She never hit the floor. Warm, Maya thought dimly. He's so warm. How can someone so cold be so warm? I can hear his heartbeat, steady, controlled, like a metronome, like nothing in the world could possibly disturb it, except it's speeding up. Kang's hand pressed against her side, a reflex, a steadying motion. The kind of instinctive gesture any person might make when catching a falling body. He felt the tape beneath her blouse. His hand stopped. Maya's eyes fluttered open just in time to see his expression. It was the first time she had ever seen anything break through that perfect mask. "What is this?" he demanded. I'm fine, His fingers pressed, slightly harder. Not enough to hurt, but enough to feel the unnatural rigidity beneath her clothing. Enough to feel the way she flinched when he touched the wrong spot. Enough to understand that something was very, very wrong. His eyes, Maya thought. Oh God, his eyes, they're not cold anymore. They're not empty, they're burning, and I don't know if I should be terrified or relieved. "Sir, should we call?" one of the executives began. "Everyone out," Kang said. "But the presentation," Director Choi protested. "I said out." The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees. His voice hadn't risen. That was the terrifying part. Every word emerged at exactly the same volume, exactly the same tone, as calm and measured as a eulogy. But beneath that calm was something else, something that made 12 powerful executives scramble for the exit like children fleeing a burning building. Within 30 seconds, the boardroom was empty. Just Maya lying in Kang's arms, just the monster and his prey. Or perhaps his treasure. "Can you stand?" he asked. "I think so. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what happened. I must not have eaten enough this morning." "Don't lie to me." Silence fell. The air conditioning hummed. A heartbeat pounded in Maya's ears. He knows. Somehow he knows. And I am going to die in this boardroom, surrounded by million-dollar art and floor-to-ceiling windows because I was too stupid to stay home when I should have. Kang lifted her, not helping her stand, but actually lifting her as if she weighed nothing, as if her body was made of paper and air. He carried her to the boardroom table and laid her down on the cold glass surface with a gentleness that seemed impossible for hands that had built an empire on blood and steel. "Sir, you don't have to be quiet." Quick pause. The expert said this scene was too intense, but if you want to see what happens when a calm, collected monster realizes someone touched his, woman, hit subscribe. Join the pack. Let's see who doesn't make it out of this room alive. His fingers moved to the buttons of her blazer. Maya's hand shot out, grabbing his wrist. An instinct, a reflex, a desperate attempt to maintain the last shreds of her dignity. "Please don't. You collapsed in my boardroom. You are injured. I'm going to see how badly." "It's nothing. Just a bruise. I fell down some stairs." "You are lying." "I'm not." "Your left eye twitches when you lie. It's almost imperceptible, but I noticed it the first week you worked for me. You did it when you told me you didn't mind working late. You did it when you said you weren't tired, and you're doing it now." Maya stopped fighting. What was the point? He was going to find out. He was going to see. And then whatever fragile life she had constructed, the job that paid the debt sharks, the anonymity that protected her from his world would come crashing down around her. Kang opened her blazer. He lifted her, blouse with surgical precision, exposing the tape wrapped around her ribs, the dark bruises blooming beneath it. He said nothing. "Say something," Maya pleaded silently. "Scream at me, fire me, call security, do anything except look at me like that. Like I'm something precious that's been broken. Like I'm something that belongs to you." The silence that followed was unlike anything Maya had ever experienced. It wasn't empty. It wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of silence that preceded avalanches, the held breath of a mountain before it buried everything beneath it. Kang Jae-won stood perfectly still. His eyes traced the damage on her body, the purple bruises, the yellowing edges, the tape that barely held her together. His face showed nothing, his hands showed nothing. But Maya could feel something changing in the air around them. Something shifting, something waking up. I've seen him angry before, she thought. I've seen him destroy careers with a whisper. I've seen grown men cry in his presence, but I've never seen this. This isn't anger. This is something older, something darker. Something that exists in the space between civilization and chaos. Without a word, Kang removed his watch, a Patek Philippe worth more than most cars. He set it on the boardroom table. The sound it made was impossibly loud in the silence. Then he reached for his cufflinks. Click, click. They joined the watch. "Sir?" Maya whispered. "What are you—" He began to roll up his sleeves. Oh God, Maya had heard rumors, of course. Everyone at Kang Industries had heard rumors. The CEO's family didn't just have money, they had history. The kind of history that involved blood oaths and ancient allegiances and a criminal empire that stretched back 4 generations. But rumors were easy to dismiss when the man in question wore $3,000 suits and spoke with the measured precision of a Harvard MBA. Rumors were impossible to dismiss when you saw the truth. The tattoos started at his wrists and climbed up his forearms in intricate patterns of black and red and gold. Dragons coiled around his muscles. Tigers prowled across his skin. Traditional Korean designs, the kind that took years to complete, marked him as thoroughly as any brand. This was not the heir to a corporate dynasty. This was the crown prince of the Seoul underworld, and someone had dared to touch what was his. "Tell me what I'm looking at," he said quietly. The bruises, the tape, the fact that you've been hiding injuries for how long? A few days, maybe a week. A week. His voice dropped to something barely above a whisper, something that sounded almost gentle, something that sounded absolutely terrifying. "You have been walking into my building every day for a week, smiling at the security guards, taking notes in meetings, standing in heels for hours at a time, and the whole time someone had done this to you. It's not what you think." "Then explain what it is." Could lie, Maya thought frantically. I could tell him I fell. I could tell him it was an accident. I could tell him anything except the truth. But his eyes, those burning black eyes, they see right through me. They always have. "My father," she admitted. "He has debts, gambling debts. The people he owes money to, they're not patient people." "You're telling me a loan shark did this?" "I'm telling you I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were looking for my father. They found me instead." Kang's breathing was controlled, measured, but faster than before. His hand moved to her stomach. Maya froze. No, please, not that. He can't know about that. He can't. His palm pressed flat against her abdomen. Gentle, careful, nothing like the violence she had expected. His eyes dropped to the slight curve that her loose blouse had been hiding for weeks. The curve that was barely visible, but undeniably there. The curve that changed everything. "How far along?" he asked. "I don't know what you're..." "Don't." Complete silence fell. Even the air conditioning seemed to stop. "Don't insult us both by pretending you don't know exactly what I'm asking," Kang continued. "I can count, Maya. I can do the math. 3 months ago, you stayed late to help me prepare the Osaka presentation. We were alone in my office, and I made a decision that I've spent every day since trying to understand. That night was a mistake." "No, it wasn't." His voice softened, just barely, just enough to make Maya's heart clench. "It was the first real thing I've done in years. And now you're telling me that you've been carrying my child, hiding my child, while men with no honor and no future beat you for debts that aren't even yours. I didn't know how to tell you, so you decided not to tell me at all. I thought you'd fire me, or worse. I thought you'd think I was trying to trap you to use the baby as leverage. Do you know me so little? I don't know you at all, Maya." Thought. "That's the problem. I've worked for you for 2 years, and I still can't tell if you're a man or a monster. I've shared your bed, and I still can't tell if you're capable of love or just possession. Maybe there's no difference. Maybe with men like you, there never was." Kang turned away from her. For a moment, Maya thought he was leaving, walking out, washing his hands of her, returning to the cold efficiency that defined his public persona. Instead, he walked to the boardroom windows and stared out at the Seoul skyline. The city glittered below them, a galaxy of lights and lives that meant nothing to the man who controlled so much of it. "When I was 12 years old," he said quietly, "my father brought me to a warehouse on the outskirts of Incheon. There was a man tied to a chair, one of his associates who had stolen from the family. My father handed me a knife and told me to make a choice, the family or my conscience, the blood or my soul." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because you need to understand what I am." His footsteps echoed across the floor as he returned to her side, slow, deliberate. "I chose the family. I have been choosing the family every day for 20 years. Every decision I make, every order I give, every enemy I destroy. It is all in service to a legacy that I did not ask for and cannot escape. I know who you are. You know what the newspapers say. You know the rumors. But you don't know what I'm capable of, not truly. He stood over her now, his tattooed arms at his sides, his beautiful face carved from stone. The men who did this to you, the loan sharks, the debt collectors, by morning they will cease to exist, not metaphorically, not professionally. They will simply stop being, and no one will ever find them. You can't, I can, I will. And nothing you say will change that. It's not just them, it's the whole organization. If you eliminate them, someone else will just take their place. The debt will still exist. My father will still... Your father's debt is now my debt. And no one in Seoul is foolish enough to collect from me. He reached for his phone and pressed a single button. Prepare the medical team, he said into the receiver. I'm bringing someone to the penthouse. Clear my schedule for the rest of the day. All of it. Maya stared at him. What are you doing? Taking you home. Maya woke in stages. First, the awareness of softness, sheets that felt like clouds, pillows that cradled her head like gentle hands. Then the awareness of absence, no pain in her ribs, no ache in her bones, just a floating, peaceful numbness that she hadn't felt in months. Then the awareness of him. He's watching me, she realized. I can feel it. Even with my eyes closed, even in the dark, I can feel his gaze on my skin like a physical weight. How long has he been sitting there? How long have I been asleep? She opened her eyes and gasped softly. The room was enormous. Marble floors, floor to ceiling, windows, art on the walls that Maya recognized from magazine spreads about the world's most expensive collections. This wasn't a hospital room. It was a palace dressed up with medical equipment that looked almost apologetic for existing in such opulent surroundings. And in the corner, in a leather chair that cost more than her apartment, sat Kang Jae-won. He had changed out of his suit. He wore a simple black sweater now, pushed up to reveal the tattoos on his forearms. His hair was slightly disheveled, a shocking departure from his usual perfection. And his eyes had not left her face. How long was I out? She asked. 6 hours. The doctors gave you something for the pain. They also confirmed what I already knew. The baby. He means the baby. They confirmed the baby. And? She asked carefully. 11 weeks, healthy, strong heartbeat. Maya's own heartbeat quickened. I was going to tell you. When I figured out how. And the bruises, the beatings, were you going to tell me about those too? That's different. How? Because the baby is yours. The debt is my father's. I didn't want to drag you into my family's problems. Kang stood. His footsteps crossed the room. He pulled a chair to her bedside and sat down, close enough to touch, close enough to feel the heat radiating from his body, the faint scent of his cologne. Something expensive and subtle and completely intoxicating, close enough to see the controlled fury burning behind his eyes. One word, he said. What? I want one word from you, one name, the person who put their hands on you. Tell me who it was, and they will never, ever touch you or anyone else again. It's not that simple. It is exactly that simple. You can't just kill everyone who... Can't I? Silence fell. The heart monitor beside her bed beeped steadily. The distant hum of the city filtered through expensive glass. He means it, Maya realized. He absolutely means it. He would burn down the entire Seoul underworld if I asked him to. He would destroy anyone who ever looked at me wrong. Is that love or is that madness? Is there a difference? His name is Hwang, she said finally. Hwang Sung-jin. He runs a loan operation out of Gangnam. He's the one who sent his men after my father. He's the one who... That's all I need. Kang retrieved his phone and dialed a number. What followed was the most chilling thing Maya had ever witnessed. Kang spoke in formal Korean, the kind of language reserved for business transactions and death sentences. His voice never rose above a whisper. His expression never changed. He might have been ordering dinner for all the emotion he displayed, but the words themselves were ice and fire. Hwang Sung-jin, he said in Korean. Gangnam District, loan operation. I want everything. His assets, his men, his family business, liquidate all of it by sunrise. The man himself. Make sure he understands why this is happening before you finish. Make sure the last thing he sees is a picture of what he did to her." He set the phone down. Silence. "What did you just do?" Maya whispered. "I solved your problem. You ordered a man's death. I ordered the death of a man who beat the mother of my child, yes. And you don't feel anything, no guilt, no hesitation?" "I feel satisfaction. I feel the knowledge that no one else will ever touch you again, because the message I'm about to send will echo through every corner of this city. You are mine now, Maya, and the world is going to learn what happens when someone damages what belongs to me." I should be horrified, Maya thought. I should be disgusted. I should be running for the door, calling the police, doing anything except lying here and feeling, what? Safe. For the first time in months, I feel safe. What does that make me? "You're thinking too loudly," Kang said. "What?" "Your face. You wear every thought like a banner. Right now, you're wondering if you're a bad person for being relieved instead of horrified. Am I? You're human. You spent months living in fear, protecting a secret that was slowly killing you, and now someone has taken that burden from your shoulders. Relief is the natural response. And what about you? What's your excuse?" A soft, unexpected laugh escaped him, low and dark and almost affectionate. "I don't have one. I am exactly what I appear to be, a monster who was raised by monsters, trained to be a weapon, and never taught that there was any other way to exist." "That's not true, isn't it? The night we spent together, you weren't a monster then. You were tender, careful. You asked me if I was sure. You asked me 3 times. Kang's breathing changed, just slightly, just enough to notice. "That night was an anomaly, was it?" Maya reached out before she could stop herself. Her fingers brushed his hand, the hand covered in tattoos, the hand that had ordered deaths, the hand that had held her as gently as glass when she collapsed. He didn't pull away. "I don't know how to do this," she admitted. "I don't know how to be part of your world. I'm a secretary, Kang. I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment. My father's a gambling addict, and my mother left when I was 12. I'm not equipped for whatever this is. And yet you're carrying my child. Yes. And you chose not to terminate it. Yes. Why? Because it's yours, Maya thought. Because even though I was terrified, even though I had every reason to make this go away, some part of me couldn't bear to erase the only piece of you I would ever get to keep. But I can't say that, can I?" "I don't know," she said instead. "Liar. Your eye." It twitched. The heart monitor beeped faster. Maya's breath caught in her throat. Kang leaned closer, close enough that she could see the individual strokes of ink on his skin, close enough that she could count the shades of black in his eyes, close enough that she could feel his breath on her lips. "Tell me why," he said. "Because it was yours." Silence, a single heartbeat, then another. "Because that night was the only time I've ever felt like someone actually saw me," Maya continued. "Not my father's problems, not my job title, not the mask I wear every day to pretend I'm not falling apart, just me, and I couldn't let go of that, even if keeping it was the worst decision I've ever made." For a long moment, Kang said nothing. Then, slowly, his hand came up to cup her face. His thumb traced her cheekbone with a gentleness that seemed impossible for someone who had just ordered a man's execution. "It wasn't," he said. "What? The worst decision you've ever made. It wasn't." The sun rose over Seoul, painting the penthouse windows in shades of gold and rose. Somewhere in the city below, a loan shark named Hwang Sung-jin was learning the consequences of his choices. Somewhere else, Maya's father was being collected by Kang's men, not to be harmed, but to be placed in the kind of rehabilitation facility that only unlimited money could buy. And here, in the quiet of the morning, 2 people stood at a crossroads. "There are things you need to understand," Kang said, "such as, my family is not a corporation, not truly. The business, the legal business, is a front for something much older and much darker. When I marry, my wife will not be a socialite hosting charity galas. She will be the queen of an empire built on blood and loyalty. She will be a target for everyone who has ever wished harm upon my family. And she will be protected by the full weight of everything I command." "Mary," he said. "Mary." Did he just Did you just say wife? Maya asked. I did. We've had one night together. One, and you're talking about marriage? I'm talking about reality. Kang crossed the room and opened a drawer. He returned with a small box. Black velvet, old and worn, the kind of box that held history inside it. My grandmother gave this to my grandfather on their wedding day, he explained. They were married for 53 years until he died in her arms at the age of 81. She told me once that love is not a feeling, it's a decision. It's waking up every day and choosing the same person whether they deserve it or not. That's terrifyingly unromantic. I am a terrifyingly unromantic man. He opened the box. Maya gasped. The ring inside was not what she expected. No massive diamond, no ostentatious display of wealth. Instead, a simple band of white gold set with a single dark stone that seemed to swallow the light. Black pearl, Kang said. My grandmother said it reminded her of my grandfather's heart. Beautiful and dark and impossible to see into without drowning. Why are you showing me this? Because I want you to understand what I'm offering. This is not a job proposal. This is not a business arrangement. This is my life, my legacy, my family, and I am asking you to be part of it. You're asking me? I am telling you. Refusal is not an option. Maya laughed, surprised, incredulous, slightly hysterical. That's not how proposals work. I'm not most men. No, you're definitely not. She looked at him, really looked at him, and tried to see past the masks, past the ice prince, past the crime lord, past the monster who had ordered a death without blinking. What she saw was a man who had never been taught how to love, a man who was trying anyway. What about my father? She asked. He will be cared for. His debts are gone. His treatment will be the best money can buy. And my job? Your job is now staying alive and healthy until our child is born. After that, you can have any position in the company you want. Or none at all. The choice is yours. And Director Choi, he's been making my life hell for months. A dark smile crossed Kang's face, something that was almost amusement, but much more dangerous. Director Choi will be receiving a visit from our internal security team this afternoon. It seems there are some irregularities in his expense reports that require investigation. And if those irregularities don't exist, they will by the time my people are finished. This is insane, Maya thought. This is absolutely insane. I should be calling the police. I should be running. I should be doing anything except considering the possibility that this man, this monster, is offering me exactly what I've always wanted. Safety, security, someone who sees me, someone who would burn down the world to protect me. I have conditions, she said. I expected nothing less. You don't get to make decisions about my life without consulting me first. If you're going to kill someone on my behalf, I want to know about it. Acceptable. And I want to learn about the business, about your family, about everything. If I'm going to be part of this, I'm not going to be a pretty face sitting in the corner. I'm going to understand what I married into. Something in Kang's voice shifted, warmed, almost impressed. Also acceptable. And one more thing. Name it. That night, the night this all started, you said something to me right before I left. Do you remember what it was? Kang's breathing stopped, just for a moment, just long enough to notice. For the first time since Maya had known him, Kang Jae-won looked uncertain. I remember, he said. Say it again. His footsteps crossed the room. The bed shifted as he sat beside her. Sheets rustled as he took her hand. Dangshinen nawi jonbuimnida, he said softly in Korean. What does it mean? You never told me. It means you are my everything. The heart monitor beeped steadily, strong, two hearts beating as one. Maya reached up and touched his face, this beautiful, terrible man who had just turned her world inside out. His skin was warm beneath her fingers. His eyes were dark and deep and full of things she was only beginning to understand. She made her choice. Then ask me properly, she said. Ask you what? You said it yourself. Refusal isn't an option, but I want to hear the question anyway. Kang laughed, low, dark, and for the first time, genuinely happy. Maya Reyes, will you marry me? Will you be the queen of my empire, the mother of my heir, the only person in this world who has ever made me want to be something other than what I was raised to be? Yes. He kissed her then, not on the lips, but on the forehead. Gentle, reverent, the kind of kiss that promised protection instead of passion. And somewhere in the city below, his men were delivering messages in blood and fire. Somewhere, the lone sharks who had dared to touch her were learning what it meant to cross the Kang family. Somewhere, a new era was beginning, one built on the unlikely foundation of a secretary and a crime lord and a child who would inherit both worlds. Kang's phone buzzed, a message received. He glanced at the screen. His expression didn't change, but something in his posture relaxed. A predator who had just confirmed that the hunt was over. "It's done," he said. "Huang!" He delivered his final message to his organization, to the underground, to anyone who might have considered following in his footsteps. What message? That there are things in this city more dangerous than loan sharks, more ruthless than debt collectors, more terrifying than the men who lurk in the shadows. His hand covered hers, warm, solid, eternal. And they all belong to me. Outside the penthouse windows, Seoul woke to a new day. The city didn't know yet that everything had changed, that a quiet secretary had become a queen, that a frozen prince had finally thawed, that a child was growing who would one day inherit an empire of light and shadow. But it would learn, they always did. Some love stories begin with flowers and first dates and nervous smiles across crowded rooms. This one began with bruises and blood and a man who moved too fast to be human, catching a woman before she hit the ground. This one began with silence, the terrifying stillness of a monster who had just discovered someone had dared to hurt what was his. This one began in the cold, but it would end in fire. A ring slid onto her finger. A kiss promised forever. And somewhere in the distance, an empire awakened. If you felt your heart racing during that boardroom scene, if you held your breath when Kang rolled up his sleeves, if you wanted Maya to say yes even when you knew she probably shouldn't, then you're exactly where you belong. Hit subscribe, join the wolf pack, because this is just the beginning. Next week, the wedding, the rivals, and the enemies who think a ring on her finger makes her weak. They're about to learn how wrong they are.